It's September 7th, and today's reading is from The Language of Letting Go, and it's called Powerless Over Others. Stop making excuses for other people. Stop making excuses for ourselves. While it is our goal to develop compassion and achieve forgiveness, acceptance, and love, it is also our goal to accept reality and hold people accountable for their behavior. We can also hold ourselves accountable for our own behavior and, at the same time, have compassion and understanding for ourselves. When we claim powerlessness, we are not claiming irresponsibility. We have no power to control others, what they do, what they did, or what they might do. We're stating that we are willing to end an ineffective life based on willpower and control, and we're beginning a spiritual, mental, and emotional journey in which we take responsibilities for ourselves. We are not victims. We are not helpless. Accepting powerlessness when that is appropriate enables us to begin owning our true power to take care of ourselves. Today, I will avoid making excuses for my own or someone else's behavior. I will let consequences and responsibility fall where they belong. And that is sometimes very difficult to do. And I talked about this a while back. Frodo, he has his toy. I talked about this a while back and how you can't pretend, well, you can, but there was a point in my recovery where I thought, oh my God, if I'm not accepting a situation exactly as it is, then I am not well. Then I am not taking care of myself and I'm not doing the right thing. And I would, like, if I was upset with someone in any way, shape, or form, I would think I was wrong. Whether it was me or them, or, we can always find our part in this scenario. We can always find our part in this scenario and what we did to let this, whatever the situation is, happen. But we don't have to take responsibility for others' behaviors. The only thing we have to do is take responsibility for our behavior. And if everybody is taking care of themselves, then we'll all be in a much better place. And we don't have to take care of things. I have teenagers, and I am powerless over them and what their choices are and what they do. But I could still be here, and I could still set boundaries, and I can still own my true power and take care of myself so that I am a good example to them, because parenting teenagers is hard, and they're figuring it out, and they're in their own world right now. And I am powerless, and I need to remind myself that I'm powerless over their choices. But I can be there for them, and if I'm well, and if I'm taking care of myself, I can be an effective parent, and I can make good choices, and I can help them and teach them how to make good choices, or watch them fall and be there for them when they need help at that point. None of this is easy, but it's well worth it, and it's so much realizing that I don't have to take on everybody else's stuff is such a relief. Like having permission not to take on other people's stuff is such a relief. Like, it is not my fault if someone acts a certain way when we go out to dinner. I used to get so uncomfortable, and if someone is let's say you're on a date and the person is rude to the waiter, I would be horrified, and I would feel like, oh my gosh, I would take responsibility for it and apologize and all that nonsense. And it's not my fault. I could just be nice. I don't have to take that on. And we do it. It's natural, especially when it's people we're close to. So I'm just really grateful that I know that I have permission to work on myself and take care of myself, and that also I can allow people to take care of themselves, and I don't have to try and be in control of everyone's happiness, and I don't have to be responsible for other people's happiness. because it's hard enough to keep yourself grounded, let alone worrying about everyone else. Oh my goodness. I used to live like that and it was miserable. And I'm so grateful I don't. So thank you for listening. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I am so grateful you're here and that this helps me very, very, very much. Namaste.